Hey everyone, welcome to Micro Adventures. Ellie and Josiah here. We are in Arcata, California. We're actually on Josiah's brother's farm, and this van behind us, believe it or not, still runs. So we might just, drive away at the end of class into the sunset, potentially. But first we are gonna hit abs and arms. So that is what we're here for. You want your cables hooked up to the back edge of your carriage. We're gonna start on 2 black springs, but just know the spring load can be pretty variable with the cables at the back of the machine. So if you need to lighten things up, please feel free to do so. 2 black springs, we are gonna start in a giant plie squat with a bicep curl.
Yay.
So love the enthusiasm, Josiah. So grab our cables, we'll step our feet out into a wide second position. So knees and toes fall into their natural turnout. Elbows just slightly in front of the ribs. And you're gonna go ahead and slide your tailbone down an imaginary wall behind you as you find your bicep curl, right? Pause right here at the bottom, drive through the heels, squeeze the glutes, resist the cables on the way up. So we're finding that bicep curl with a plie squat. So I know it's abs and arms. We're just gonna get a little teensy tiny bit of sneaky leg work, just a little. So focus on getting enough resistance in your arms since that is our goal today. If you need a little bit more out of the cables, you're gonna step back away from the machine.
There's not far enough distance behind this machine for me. No.
It's a good thing you guys can't hear him. You probably didn't hear that. So if you need less resistance, you're gonna step forward closer to your back platform, right? So always fine tuning things, and I need you to go a little bit slower, not pausing at the top of the squat, but pausing at the bottom of the squat. So really slow and controlled both directions. There we go, that's nice.
I'm contracting at the top.
Perfect. No, don't lock out your legs and don't listen to anything Josiah is saying if you can hear him. All right, in 4, we're gonna take it down and hold. In 3, 2, we're gonna take it down, we're gonna hold. We're gonna focus on just the arms. So I want you to go ahead and let the arms out 2 inches and then squeeze back in 2 inches. So a little out, out, squeeze in, little 2 count, 2 inches in range, really small. Focus on really flexing and squeezing your biceps. Resist the cables on the way out. Notice if the upper back is starting to round forward, right? Lift through the chest, eyes straight forward, right at the horizon for me. In 4, we're gonna hold center. In 3, 2, right here, just give me a little pulse hold, little squeeze hold. So look at your biceps and flex them like crazy, little squeeze hold. Squeeze hold, and you're not really releasing the squeeze, you're just squeezing more and more and more with each squeeze hold. Awesome work here. We're gonna go 10 seconds. We're gonna keep the cable in your right hand, step your left foot forward. We're gonna go stationary lunge with a right arm bicep curl in 3, 2, and 1. Keep the cable in the right hand, left foot forward, right foot back, and we're just gonna go bicep curl. Perfect. Now with the stationary lunge, we're not gonna move the legs. We're just gonna focus on that right arm bicep curl. And if you want to do more of a long jump stance, the back leg will be nice and long. You'll find a little hinge forward and you can bicep curl down here. You can also work more upright, both knees bent. So pick an option and stick with it. I want you pretty freaking low in this lunge so that we're not burning out our shoulder and we're getting the bicep to do the work. Nice, you've got 25 seconds to go. We'll switch cables, we'll switch out the legs, we'll go right into the second side. In 4, let's find our little hold first. In 3, 2, find a flex, hold, give me a tiny little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, 10 seconds. Switch out your cables, switch out your legs. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. So grab the other cable, step right foot forward, left hand has the cable. Now we go into that stationary lunge with a bicep curl. So remember, we're either deeply bent through both knees or we're in more of a long jump with a little bit of a hinge forward. And try to do what you did on the other side just to kind of balance things out and keep it consistent. Awesome. Good, nice tempo and control. So really try to slow things down and flex and squeeze. No momentum, using the strength of your muscles in every single exercise today. And we're really going after the biceps, right? This is abs and arms after all, so we wanna burn things out. I'm gonna make sure you get there. You've got 15 seconds in this curl. Can you sink a little lower in the legs? I know it's not about the legs today, but we might as well, if we're here, get it in. In 4, hold. In 3, 2, flex, hold. Little pulses, tiny pulses, flex, flex, flex. You're grabbing both cables, have a seat behind your back platform. You go tailbone bicep curls in 3, 2, and 1. So grab both your cables, have a seat facing me, Josiah, heels on the back platform, have a seat on the ground behind the back platform facing me. Good, tailbone bicep curls right here. So elbows nice and low, you're gonna find that hinge back. Good. We've been doing this for how long now? You think like almost 2 years? Josiah's still learning some of the names of some of the moves.
She's still learning how to instruct as well.
It's true, I'm still learning how to teach them, for sure. I always will be. So, heels on the back platform. If you want a little more for your core here, you can hinge back a little bit more, but I do want you to focus on getting the burn in the biceps. This is the final bicep exercise, so make it count. Nice, Josiah, you can see those guns from over here, doing great. Chest is lifted. I mean, I could see those biceps if you're bicep curling or not, so I guess either way.
Good job.
Good job. In 4, let's hold. In 3, 2, hold. Little pulses right here. This is gonna take us home on the biceps. Challengers, you're going 1 black spring for knee strap crunches. Everybody else, 1 white spring. Pick your poison. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's change the springs here. So 1 white or 1 black, up to you. If you want a little extra challenge, you're going for that black spring. We'll take the foot straps, stay where you are, just knee strap crunches. We're gonna put the foot straps up over the knees like you're putting on a pair of pants. Scoot your glutes pretty close to your back platform and then lay all the way down. Knees are gonna come up to tabletop, hands behind the head. And we'll just start with a crunch with the upper body. So lifting and lowering the upper body. Good, and maybe squeezing the eyes shut just to focus on getting into the abs, or maybe to get the sunshine out of your face. Perfect. So the resistance on your cables should be pretty light. Now, as you start to lift and lower through the upper body, I want you to add in that knee crunch. So as you lift head, neck, and shoulders off the mat, drive your knees in towards your chest. As you lower down head, neck, and shoulders, you're just gonna let your knees drift forward so they stack right over your hip creases again. So if you can, try to keep your shins parallel to the sky and you're just sliding your shins forward and back in space. Good. If you want a little bit more resistance in the cables, rather than changing the springs at this point, you're just gonna scoot away from your machine a little bit more. Less resistance, you're gonna inch your body a little closer to the back platform. And if you really start to feel this in your hip flexors, I want you to take out the movement with the legs or keep going with the upper body crunch and even set your feet down on the back platform and keep crunching through the upper body. Okay, the goal here is to feel this in your abs. Okay, another thing that can help get out of the hip flexors is a little squeeze the glutes. So squeeze your glutes, that's gonna help relax the muscle opposite the glute, which would be your hip flexors. In 4, we're gonna find a little hold. In 3, 2, lift head, neck, and shoulders up and hold. Give me a little pulse. Little pulse. Think about lifting your chest up towards the ceiling, deepening the squeeze in your abs, really strong through the core. You've got 10 seconds here. We're gonna get into some toe taps. So knees back to tabletop, lower the head down in 3, 2, and 1. So head stays down, bring those knees back to tabletop for me, Josiah. And from here, we're just gonna tap our heels or our toes down in the machine, both at the same time for me. Yep, little taps down, lift, squeeze. Perfect. So lowering the feet down towards your machine, they might touch, they might not. Check in that your lower back isn't arching off of your mat. And then after you tap the feet down, see if you can draw those knees in a little closer towards the chest. So you're still getting that knee strap crunch with the tap. Awesome work here. We are gonna leave our cables on, but we're not using them in this next exercise. You've got 15 seconds. We're going 1 white spring for everybody. It is a giant wheelbarrow. Knees on the back platform, hands to your carriage in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let's take off those straps. Good, we're done with them for a moment. Knees on the back platform, hands to the carriage. We're gonna get into a giant wheelbarrow. So set yourself up, take a little bit of time here, shoulders, hips, knees, one long line. First time we've been in plank today. Okay, now slowly start to send the arms forward. And then using your abs and your lats, slide the hands back in. And I want you to try to keep the neck and the traps relaxed. Okay, if you're feeling any dipping or swaying in the lower back, I want you to lift the hips a little bit higher and I want you to squeeze your glutes. A little squeeze of the glutes can help you stabilize through the core. Beautiful. All right, we are gonna be seated in our next exercise, so enjoy this plank. And I promise we will not just plank for the abs class. Let's go 10 seconds. We're gonna get into an around the world, so tapping into our obliques. Glutes on your back platform, feet to the carriage in 3, 2, and 1. So have a seat, glutes where your knees were. Heels will hook onto the carriage rail. And we're gonna keep the legs nice and steady. So lift through head, neck, and shoulders, long through the spine. We're just gonna open one arm out to the side. You can follow the hand with the gaze, come back through center, and then over to the other side. So challengers, you might wanna pick up some weights with this one, right? Always an option, but the legs are gonna stay stationary. If you feel like your knees are kind of sliding side to side or shifting forward and back, I want you to squeeze your inner thighs together. Okay, we want to keep our hips really stable here, and we want the twist happening through the waistline. Good. Chin off the chest, roll the shoulders back, broaden through the collarbones. We're gonna go 10 seconds. You're gonna meet me in a giant plank. So this time, toes on the back platform, hands to the carriage in 3, 2, and 1. Let's hit that giant plank. Toes tucked to the back platform, hands to the carriage. Get there as quickly as you can. Awesome job. Now listen, we're gonna get into a giant tapping plank. You're gonna tap your right foot to the floor, Josiah. Then you're gonna draw right knee towards your right elbow. Right knee towards the right elbow. Perfect. Tap it back to the platform. Right knee towards the right elbow. Just on the right side for me, Josiah. So tap the floor, right knee, right elbow. Tap the platform, right knee, right elbow. So foot taps floor, knee to elbow. Tap the platform, knee to elbow. And this is super tough. So option here is to come to kneeling and to just lift and lower that right knee, right? If you need a plank on the knees, that's gonna be your option, lifting and lowering. You've got just 15 seconds to go. 2 black springs, we're gonna get into a kneeling torso twist. So your left oblique will be facing the front of the machine, and grab one of your cables in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go 2 black springs for me. We've got a kneeling torso twist. So on your knees behind the back platform, facing towards the bust, Josiah, you'll grab one cable, upright through the spine, and we're gonna twist away from the machine. Okay, so this one can sometimes get a little confusing since we're not in the same space together. I don't know which direction you're facing. What you wanna make sure is that you've got the cable in both hands, shoulders relaxed. You are twisting towards your right and resisting back towards the left. If you need more resistance, you are gonna scoot further away from your machine. Less resistance, you're gonna scoot forward towards your front platform. In 4, let's hold that twist. In 3, 2, twist, hold. Give me a tiny pulse here, tiny, tiny pulse. Little squeeze through the waistline, little pulses. You're here for 4, you're here for 3, 2, come back, hands at heart center. Now you're gonna keep the torso steady, just send the arms forward and bend the elbows in. Awesome work. We're gonna go final 10 seconds here. We've got scrambled eggs on deck. So we're gonna drop it down to 1 black spring. Foot strap is going around your right foot. Left knee will be on your back platform, hands to the floor. Here's 3, 2, and 1. So let's take off one of those black springs. We'll place the foot strap around your right foot. Left knee is on the back platform, and then we'll take our hands wide to the floor, kind of tenting the fingertips down. Good. Awesome hustle here, Josiah. So hips and shoulders square to the floor. Find some length through your core, really strong through the abs here. And what this is doing, it's this anti-rotational movement, right? So we're trying not to twist through the hips, and we're trying to keep equal length in both sides of the torso. Right? So we're taking our right foot and we're dipping our toes out to the right, trying not to bump the left hip over, but keep it hugged in. And then we're squeezing the right leg straight back in line with the hip. Right? And when you're doing this exercise right, it is super challenging, not just for that right leg, but for the waistline. You'll feel both obliques working. And sometimes I feel this more in the opposite oblique, so the left side, than I do right now in the right side. So that's totally normal. In 4, we're gonna lift the right leg back and hold. In 3, 2, squeeze it up, hold. Give me a little pulse up, little pulse up. 10 seconds, we're gonna go right into scrambled eggs, side 2. So just switch out the cables in 3, 2, and 1. So we'll take that cable off the right foot, grab the opposite cable. It's going around the arch of your left foot. This time it will be right knee on the back platform. Hands come to the floor. Good, and I'll give you an extra moment to get into this one. I know it takes a little bit of setup. Okay, hips and shoulders squared to the floor, strong core. Awesome. And again, it's the left toes are dipping wide into the left. And as you do that, you don't want to lean into the right hip. So when you keep the hips square and the shoulders square, that is where you're going to get into the oblique. Awesome. Really slow and controlled. And we don't want to lift that leg any higher than hip height. So it's just shooting straight out from the hip and we're controlling it down. Okay, I've done scrambled eggs for the longest time and not felt it in my waistline, right? So if that happens to be you, don't sweat it. But the way to feel this more in the obliques versus the leg is really about paying attention to keeping length in both sides of the waist and keeping your hips and shoulders squared to the floor. When you keep your torso perfectly still, taking this leg wide and out to the side forces your obliques to kick in. Good. In 4, we'll lift it up and hold. In 3, 2, find that length through the leg, lift up, hold. Tiny pulses here, final 10 seconds. We're going back to 2 black springs. We'll take this cable in our hands for our kneeling torso twist. In 3, 2, and 1. So come to kneeling behind the back platform, Josiah. You're gonna face towards our friends at home. Cable in hand, your left oblique is facing away from the machine, and we'll find our torso twist, right? So squeeze your glutes, lengthen your tailbone towards the floor. See if you can grow a little bit taller through the crown of the head, right? So the taller we can get, the more we're gonna wring out the waistline, right? So if you can, imagine your waistline as if it was a washcloth and you're wringing out your waistline, wringing it out just like a washcloth. Elbows stay pretty low, shoulders stay nice and relaxed here. Good. If you need a little more resistance, we're inching away from the machine. Less, we're scooting closer, right? But I want you to focus on using your waistline more and your arms a little bit less. In 4, hold the twist. In 3, 2, find a little twist here, hold. Give me that little pulse, little pulse, little pulse through the waistline, chin up off the chest, shoulders back. You're here for 4. For 3, 2, hands back to heart center. Now just send those arms straight out in front of you. Bend at the elbows, arms come in. Try to keep your torso really steady. Squeeze through the waistline, squeeze through the glutes. You've got 10 seconds to go. We go down to 1 white spring. We're gonna get into that giant tapping plank in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So ditch your cable. 1 white spring, giant tapping plank. Hands come to the carriage, toes to your back platform. This time it's gonna be the left leg that's doing the tapping. So left toes tap to the floor, left knee, left tricep, step it back. Left toes tap to the floor, left knee, left tricep, step it back. Nice job, Josiah, awesome. Make sure your hips aren't swaying here, right? And if this is feeling like too much at this point, I want you to come to kneeling and hold that giant kneeling plank and just float the left knee off the platform back down. Okay, so there's always an option, and if I don't give it to you and you know that there's some other exercise you can do at this moment in time, do it. The goal here is to keep the left oblique engaged. All right, we're gonna get into a little bit more upper body work. We're gonna hit those triceps next. Awesome work, friends. This is finishing out the left oblique. You've got less than 10 seconds. 1 black spring for chest opener. Kneeling behind your back platform in 3, 2, and 1. Let's change those springs. 1 black. Grab your cables, upright your spine. Palms facing back behind you, really tall on your knees, and we're just gonna press the palms straight back and resist forward. So chest opener, classic exercise here. Take your eye gaze straight out towards the horizon. Awesome job, Josiah. Strong through the glutes. Again, focus on the posture, right? Grow taller through the crown of the head. And then think about folding your shoulder blades slightly in towards one another as you do this one. Awesome. So we're working predominantly the muscles in the back, but I want you to start to shift your focus into the triceps just a little bit more. So as you do this, think about reaching your knuckles down to the floor, squeezing the space just above your elbows. So really start to actively turn on the triceps. Good. In 4, we're gonna hold the arms back. In 3, 2, take the arms back, hold. From here, hinge forward at the hips with a flat back. We're gonna go right into sexy back. So start to bend at the elbows and then press the palms back. So finding your sexy back. Check in, length in the spine. If you happen to have a mirror or a way to check your form here, this is a great one to check your form in. We just wanna make sure we're not rounding across the upper back, right? We're not tilting our head way back or dropping chin towards our chest, but we're maintaining this length from the crown of the head through the tailbone. Strong, straight arms. I want you to get a big full extension, a big squeeze into your triceps. So every time the arms are straight, we're finding a little bit of a pause. Good. So we are going to put these two moves together in a little bit of a combo, little chest opener, sexy back combo, super effective. Josiah helped me come up with it. In 4, take the arms back straight. In 3, 2, arms back straight, hold. From here, we're just gonna upright our spine, right? So we're in chest opener with our arms pressed back. From here, hinge at the hips. Give me 1 sexy back. Bend at the elbows, extend the palms back, and then upright the spine again, right? So we're adding in this little bit of a hinge here. We hit 1 sexy back, and then we lift back up. So super strong through the core. You might feel your legs a little bit on this one as well. Nice work. Let's go 15 seconds here. Love the tempo, Josiah. So check back in with how slow you're going or how quick you might be going and see if you can slow it down. We're gonna hold our sexy back in 3, 2, meet me down in your sexy back. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. I want you to just pulse the arms up. Little pulse up. Strong, straight arms. Stronger through the core. 10 seconds. We're going to have a seat. It is tailbone angel. Keep your cables in 4, in 3, 2, and 1. Glutes replace your knees. Heels to the back platform. Cables out in front of you. Chest lifted. And we're just going to start to open those arms straight out to the side and resist right back in. So you're getting into the backs of the shoulders, the space between your shoulder blades a little bit, as well as your core, right? We know the more we hinge back, the more you're gonna feel those abs, right? So option here to hinge back even more till the feet get nice and light, maybe even floating the legs off the platform. Good, go slow with the arms. And if you wanna try just lifting 1 foot at a time, marches can be a really nice way to sort of add on to this one. Beautiful. Hands a little bit lower than the shoulders so we're not getting into the traps here. In 4, we're gonna find a little hold. In 3, 2, take the arms out to the side, hold. See if you can hinge back. Start to march out those feet, maybe lifting 1 foot at a time. If those feet are lifted, we're just gonna flutter kick the legs. Option to extend your legs out straight and keep kicking. This is it, this is where we're gonna finish. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release the cables, done. Let's go ahead and lie down onto our back. So wherever is comfortable for you, you'll just hug the knees in towards your chest and give them a little bit of a squeeze. Awesome. And then just gently rock yourself side to side. Maybe take some circles with the knees, massaging through the lower back here, right? And taking a couple deep breaths, right?
Feels like there's a sack of rocks on my lower back.
I wonder why. Josiah says it feels like there's rocks on his lower back. Maybe because we're on a gravel road. The things we do for our clients, anything pretty much. Let's rock and roll our way up to seated here, Josiah. So turn to face us. All right, let's take a couple deep breaths together. Inhale, circle sweep, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, deep breath in all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Awesome, awesome work. I hope your abs and your arms are gonna be feeling that one tomorrow, and have a great, phenomenal rest of your day wherever you're headed. Thanks for being here.